Recently I uploaded this video highlighting a grapple technique that 90% of the player base had no idea existed. I received over 200 comments all excited about this discovery, yet one single comment seemed to pop up much more than any others. How do I get consistent at this new tech? Well, today I'm here to give the full breakdown on how to grapple super jump effortlessly, easily and consistently. And if this video does help you out, I would very much appreciate a sub. Let's start with how this mechanic actually works. When you grapple the ground and you move your pilot over the end point of your grapple, you'll be bumped slightly by an interaction between the end of the grapple and your player. The theory behind the grapple super jump is essentially using this little bump combined with an immediate jump or double jump to gain a lot of vertical height. So you should shoot your grapple at the floor, and just at the end of the grapple, you should jump as soon as possible to get the large height gain. Depending on how much momentum you have before you start your super jump does depend on how far you need to shoot your grapple. If stationary, the grapple has to be quite close to your pilot, but if you're slide hopping very fast, you need the grapple further. The golden rule of this is the faster you are going, the further you need to grapple. Now if you've watched my last video, you already know the theory, but you are here because in all honesty it's pretty tricky to get consistently without a bit of guidance and practice, so let's demonstrate it in a private match. Most of the problems when doing this tech stem from your grapple being too far in front of you. This can result in these outcomes. Either your grapple seems to pull you off the floor and you don't have a double jump to use, or you get pulled towards your grapple but don't get the mini bump at the end, so you just end up kind of doing a little underwhelming short kind of jump. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to stand here in the Blackwater Canal Bridge. This is simply so it's easy for you to see, and if you'd like to recreate what I'm doing by yourself to learn a little easier, you can. For this demonstration, I'm going to start showing you from a normal sprint into the super jump. I'm going to sprint up until I reach this grate. As soon as I reach the start of this grate, I'm going to shoot my grapple at the end of the grate. This is how short you need to be shooting your grapple. Any further and this doesn't work. Next, let's sort out the timing at which you jump. There are two very easy indications as to whether you jump too early or too late. If you jump too early, you'll get pulled by your grapple a little over the point where you shot it before the grapple cancels itself. If you jump too late, you'll find you get a little hop as soon as your grapple ends, but you don't go shooting into the sky. The perfect place to jump is what I personally like to call the sweet spot. To find the sweet spot with this, honestly, it's just a bit of practice, but to use the grate analogy again, I'm pressing my jump as soon as I get just past halfway line of this grate. This completes how to super jump off your basic sprint. The problems you have to look out for is grappling too far for the most of you, grappling too short, which you will know if you're doing if your grapple just shoots into the ground and then just gets cancelled straight away, and making sure you jump in the sweet spot. But if you're a clever viewer and you're wondering, but I'm playing Titanfall 2, 90% of the time I'm going to be moving a lot faster than just the normal sprint, how do I use the super jump while I'm going fast? Well, everything stays the exact same as the last part, apart from these two things. Your grapple has to be shot slightly further, and you have to be on the floor. So yes, this does mean you'll have to drop to the floor and perform a slide to keep your momentum right before you do the super jump. As for the length of the grapple, unfortunately I can't give you like a visual template of where to do it, because different speeds and different angles of the ground need different lengths of grapple. For example, basically going any faster than your sprint, you have to grapple further, and if you're going very fast, you have to grapple a decent amount. However, if you really want to go in depth with this, the floor you're going to land on slopes downwards, you'll have to grapple ever so slightly further away. If it slopes upwards, you'll have to grapple ever so slightly closer. So to sum up the super jump, don't shoot your grapple too far, find your jump sweet spot just before you reach the end of the grapple to jump. Faster speed equals further grapple. If the ground is sloping downwards, you have to do a slightly further grapple. If the ground is sloping upwards, you have to do a slightly closer grapple. Now there is a second mechanic I haven't mentioned in this video, the wall super jump, And if you'd like me to make a second video detailing everything I can about how to use this technique consistently, subscribe, but more importantly leave a comment containing the words beef jerky. Every viewer that has clicked off the video and refused to watch this far will be so confused about your comments, so make them as stupid as possible. Thank you all for watching.